their goaltending has been spectacular, and they have still guys like Malkin not yet in the lineup. Pretty good stuff.
I can hear it right now, Bob. Oh, Evgeny Malkin's going to ruin what they have going when he comes back. Listen, they're going to play a different style. They're always going to be a little bit more high-flying and risk-taking when he's in the lineup, but the trade-off should be that if he's healthy, he's going to be a dominant physical force who at his best is still one of the handful of best and most impactful players in the league. I'm with you about Rodriguez, though. I mean, they've been looking for a guy on that power play, right, to just have that snapping one-time shot, that bomb of a shot since, and I know he doesn't run the power play the way Phil Kessel did, but how could you possibly dock that guy, right? I mean, that's one thing that I don't like with the Penguins once in a while, and this is like a first world problem for sure, but when they do have big names out of the lineup, if guys are producing at an exceptional rate when those guys are out, don't always just give the job back on reputation. Like, find a way, like you said, to keep Evan Rodriguez on that first power play unit. He has been a revelation. I mean, it's been pretty incredible to watch what he's done for them this year. He's a huge reason why they've been able to weather all these injuries. He's been unbelievable. I thought that this was going to be a year where they really struggled to make the playoffs. And listen, it's a long season. Getting a streak like this going certainly helps. But the NHL, we know how clustered it can get, Bob. But they look like a team that could compete for a Stanley Cup if, and the only question I think we're all going to have, what does the goaltending look like in the playoffs?
Well, the goaltending looks phenomenal right now, and I think Jari has regained whatever confidence he might have lost at the end of last season in that playoff series. So we'll see. But to me, they're very deep. They have guys who can step in. And Ron Hextall very sneakily has brought in, he's the guy who re-signed Rodriguez. He realized the guy, and Mike Sullivan's always liked him. Mike Sullivan told me once that he's going to score eventually, but we waited. It took a lot of years. He played with Jack Eichel in college, didn't do much in Buffalo, traded here, and then back there and back here, and they like him. They keep bringing him back, and the opportunities have presented themselves, and he's been terrific. But guys like McGinn, guys like Danton Heinen that he brought in, the trade of Jeff Carter, he's not back in the lineup either, Chris. So who sits? That's a nice problem to have, I suppose.
Yeah, when Malkin's the guy that's eventually coming back into the lineup, I mean, yes, it's a very nice problem to have. That's why Mike Sullivan gets paid good money. That's why he has proven himself to be, I think, still the greatest coach in this franchise's history. I'm pleasantly surprised that after a couple bumpy playoff exits, they didn't just kind of give up on him and get impatient. He's got to push the right buttons, but I'm sure he would tell you, he would tell anybody that asks, that he would much rather have the full complement of his players at his disposal and have to sort of make those quote-unquote tough decisions than just try to continue to get by with, what would you say, not a skeleton crew, but a diminished lineup in terms of reputation.
We have a lot to get into. We invite you to call us at 412-575-2600. A lot of Steeler news as well, and a couple of birthday shout-outs before I go to break. A longtime viewer of our program, and now listener, if you're listening on 93.7 The Fan, Steve Moser, 80 years old. Steve, we appreciate your viewership. Thank you, Steve, and happy birthday. And I jumped the gun. Joe Hardy, one of my favorite people up there, no ordinary Joe, is going to turn 99 coming up in a couple of days. So happy birthday to both, and we'll take a break, and we'll come back with more right here. It's the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call on Pittsburgh CW.